I've been worried about how they're going to break down this feud anywhere else. But we got the ladies on it. You've heard of her take, but what about Megyn Kelly and her lady friends who are having a little coffee clatch, breaking down the feud? Did Elon Musk fly too close to the sun with Trump? Breaking down the feud with Red Scare. I don't know who this Red Scare are, these ladies, I guess. Here we go.
What do you guys make of the Elon Trump Mean Girls dust up?
Oh my God, did you just say Mean Girls in front of us? What the hell?
I was begging and pleading with my friends in the group chat this morning to give me like a summary of the bill. The bill sounds good overall. I'm sure with like big bills like that, there's always some filler. I think
Yeah, that's what he was mad about, was the filler.
he flew too close to the sun. He like overestimated his power.
Elon.
Yeah, because I think like he is a guy who, you know, we have to be grateful to Elon because
We do. Yes, hallowed be his name. Praise be.
he did buy Twitter. He was a top donor to the Trump campaign. I think
Right, so it's all about the money. I see. So we should be thankful that he did flow his bounty down upon us.
really
Said
moved.
Trump wouldn't have won without him.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
you're
I
really
think-
playing with fire.
Well, that was the crazy part because I think he really did, for example, move the needle in getting a lot of the other tech moguls like Bezos and Zuckerberg to come around to the right more. But when he's talking, when he's like going on,
You're like, you know it's going well when they're like literally just having fucking vodka. Just having martinis. Well, shit.
computer and talking about that Trump should exercise a little bit more gratitude, he sounds like an ungrateful immigrant.
Right. He said so ungrateful
Yipes. I think he is, actually. I think technically he is, if you want to really nail it, say he is an ungrateful immigrant, sure.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
He
was
seems like a scorned lover.
yeah. You're at risk of seeming like a bitter ex.
Yeah.
I mean, there's part of me, because I have a little bit of a paranoid streak that thinks it's all a little bit of theater and kayfabe, perhaps. That
Oh my God, Greg, Kelly, we found the girl for you.
What do you mean KFAB? What is that?
like from wrestling, where they like are
Oh.
kind of stunting.
Okay.
But they
Oh, sorry, Megyn Kelly doesn't know wrestling. Hers is a faux populism.
everyone knows that it's fake.
Trump's always doing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel like Elon, he's erratic.
Very much so.
And so I feel like he probably did feel attacked when they yanked his NASA nominee. He didn't like that. He reportedly almost came to blows with Scott Bessent over who was going to head up the IRS.
Look at them. This is news to them. I'm so glad they're on, because then you're getting a real take. This is the first time they're hearing this detail, which is like a month and a half old.
Elon wanted that whistleblower. He's a good man, Gary Shapley,
Yeah.
who was one of the ones who blew the whistle on how they were slow rolling the investigation into Hunter Biden.
Who would have fucked up the entire investigation into Hunter Biden?
That Joe Biden DOJ was not letting him and his team of investigators actually figure out what Hunter did in time for a criminal case to be brought. So he's a heroic man, in my view. And Elon reportedly was behind him as the head of IRS, but Scott Bessent didn't want him. He wanted, as Scott Bessent is at Treasury, obviously the IRS is under his purview ultimately, and he wanted his own guy. And reportedly they almost came to actual blows in the White House. Those two.
Oh my God. What? I'm going to need another martini, huh?
So I think Elon he's got an explosive temper.
Yeah.
And he was
Clearly.
that his NASA proposal guy, who was well on his way to getting chosen and confirmed, got yanked because OMB decided it wasn't the right guy, and the guy was actually a Democrat.
What? He brought in a Democrat. Oh my God.
Shapiro and I were talking about it a little bit. I think Elon didn't appreciate that. And I think Elon genuinely does hate the big, beautiful bill. He thinks it's too
Yeah, he
I
wants
don't-
a slim bill.
He does. I've thought about this for a while. Excuse me 1 second. We're just going to have a check right now. Yeah. No, can I get my dessert? Yes, my slice of giant sad chocolate cake to go so I can sorrow eat it. Thank you. Thank you. Put that in the... Thank you.
Yeah, he said slim and beautiful.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really like about deficit
Cheers.
spending.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. And someone said slim. Cheers. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, the
You
deficit.
don't think it's about deficit spending?
Where's
Not
the-
for him. Like people are saying, it's about the NASA appointee, the EV mandates, and so on and so forth.
Jesus Christ. This is like the Marie Antoinette having cocktails. Welcome to Who Gives a Let Them Eat Cake, starring Megyn Kelly. Let them drink martinis if they don't have clean drinking water.
I think that he just really
Yeah,
miscalculated
this is like a SNL skit.
his role in the administration, his place in the organization, his place in the cosmos, because he's obviously a very smart guy who's a little bit autistic and retarded. And I think he
Wow. Yeah, a little bit? You're just going to throw that around, just a little bit of that?
the classic error where he thinks because he's
This is Megyn Kelly's show with these two guests on who have a show called Red Scare, or they call themselves Red. I don't know.
had like, you know, not some, but a great deal of success.
By the way, we'll skip on because this isn't going to be interesting. But can I say for the record, do you think these assholes thought 5 months ago that they would be drinking on the job while talking about the fact that Elon Musk dropped the Epstein bomb on Donald Trump? And they were like, we can patch it up. Yeah. It's kind of magical. That's Megyn Kelly and Red Scare. You guys remember Kennedy from MTV? I do. We're all us baby boomers, very sad about the lady who was there. This is why Elon Musk is in the worst position possible. Sounds bad.
First buddy Elon Musk has essentially been excommunicated from Trump Nation. And the president today was meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. And
I swear to God, she looks like a very unused Snapchat filter. Like, this looks like a character.
a bilateral press conference in the Oval Office, or whatever the hell that little room is called, with the two chairs, and then the couch with Marco Rubio and Scott Bessent and everyone else. So, yeah, they were sitting there. Friedrich Merz, or as Joe Biden referred to him, as Gerhard Schroeder. Yeah, it didn't end well when Trump was asked about Elon, and the big rift comes over after the big, beautiful bill. Musk says that he was never shown the bill. It was passed in the dead of night when most people in Congress couldn't even read it. And
all true.
It, to him, is the great undoing of so much of the great work at DOGE, which was meant to pay.
God damn, this just feels like filler. Is it just me, or is this like someone just trying to maybe I can just talk myself to the break? Maybe I've just seen too much fucking Glenn Beck, but this is like, okay, break comes up in 7 minutes. If I just keep yammering, I'll get there.
Down the size and scope of government and root out fraud, waste, and abuse. And, they had very, very big aims and, essentially made a recommendation in the rescission.
Is this the white version of Diamond and Silk? Yeah, we should put Kennedy with Silk. Just do Kennedy and Silk at this point. They both love it.
Package that the president sent to Congress, which really only totaled $9.5 billion in cuts after a promised $1 trillion. I'm still very confident that they can cut $1 trillion from spending at the federal level.
Based on what?
That shouldn't be too hard to do, but
okay, so everybody sucks. If it shouldn't be too hard to do, why haven't they done it already? Yes, that's fucking Kennedy.
Is a nasty, swampish hellhole, and Elon learned that.
By the way, no, it isn't. No, it's not. It's not sorry, it's just complicated. They represent a lot of different interests, a lot across the country, from rural to urban, to rich to poor, to redneck to Ivy League. There's a spectrum of humans in this country and a broad, diverse populace, and you need complicated shit to make it all work. And so walking in there and saying it should just be a turnkey solution is stupid. And so people are like, it's sloppy. That just means you don't understand it.
Can't. Because of his the amount of money that he gave to President Trump during the election, and because of the influence that he had in the White House and within the administration after Trump was reelected, he became the poster child of evil for the left. Trump was asked if it has been a falling out, and he said that he didn't know if he and Elon would ever be friends again.
Oh my God. He said that? Oh no.
Of Elon's criticism of a bill that is so important to the president,
So important.
that he named it the triple B, the big, beautiful bill. And
did.
Elon has taken umbrage with that, saying
Umbrage.
it can be big and ugly or slim and beautiful. It can't be both. And he said slim
Can't
and
be
beautiful
both.
is the way to go. I could not agree more. You have to cut the size of the federal government. Elon Musk, you can say whatever you want about him and his personal life, but
Okay, he's a ketamine-fueled asshole with no regard for anybody that doesn't care. We wouldn't even be talking about him if in 2009 Obama hadn't saved the auto industry by adding EV stuff to it. Yeah.
he has a better sense of how to cut things in order to make them run more efficiently. He did it at X. He was
Yes, he cut it so much that they haven't made a profit since he took over.
going to do that with DOGE, and
Apparently not.
for whatever reason, maybe it's because he criticized Peter Navarro for
That's what it was. That's the line. You do not cross. You do not criticize Peter Navarro, the guy that Trump himself removed from doing the television circuit because he was fucking up all the conversations about the tariffs.
his ridiculous view on tariffs that the president has fallen in love with. But now there is this great rift between the two. I was talking to Thomas
Edit.
Massie, the Republican congressman from Kentucky, who is also a big fan of cost cutting. And he said that Elon went to Washington knowing that he was going to be unpopular, knowing that it would be bad for his bottom line, but he did it anyway because he was putting the country above his own financial needs because,
he did.
arguably he's probably got enough money. But now Elon Musk is, he's in the worst position possible because the left has already tried to cancel him. They're no longer buying Teslas. And now the right
Never were gonna buy Teslas and hated the idea and think electric cars are gay. Sorry, you were saying he's a master businessman or something.
is going to side with the president, is going to turn on Elon. And he really is a man without a country at this point.
I can always go back to South Africa, I guess.
And it's a shame. It's not the way it has to be. You
No.
know, even when you are not as close as you once were to a relationship or to an administration,
Yeah, you can still hide in the bushes and stare through their window.
doesn't mean you have to have bad feelings and a giant public spat. But,
Kind of does, I think, actually.
that is in the makeup of these two gentlemen. They are both emotional. They're both very, very verbal, especially
Sorry, I thought that was why we couldn't have a female president. What are you talking about?
when they have been aggrieved, when they feel attacked. So now they are attacking each other, and it's going to metastasize, and it is going to get ugly.
Going to?
Again, the advice from Thomas Massie was that Elon Musk should be investing in primary races if he's going to stay in politics, and he should stay out of general elections. So who knows if Trump would have won without Elon's money? The point
I do.
is he's the president now And I think the responsibility rests with him to mend this fence, take the good work that Elon was going to do and move forward with it. And just because they have a disagreement on this piece of legislation, it doesn't mean that either of them are bad people. And they're both smart enough to overcome this. But sometimes intelligence is really secondary to emotion. And I think the brute force of their emotion and their desire to make their feelings public, that is going to be something that's the only thing people will be talking about, which...
Again, I thought... Bye, Kennedy. I thought that's why we couldn't have Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris as president, because women are too emotional and they'll have these spats and they won't be able to forgive, and what the hell?